All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Buccaneers Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Tampa Bay Buccaneers content. So I just drove from Outer Banks back here to Chicago. Side note, I moved to Fort Myers in 2 weeks. I'm absolutely ecstatic. But I was listening to a lot of Buccaneers stuff. I was listening to a lot of just NFL podcasts, NFL shows, talk shows, what have you. And I really don't know what it is, but the Buccaneers aren't being talked about too much. Thankfully, I just read a power rankings. I think it was ESPN. I believe they had I want to say it was the Rams at number 1, and then they had the Buccaneers at 2. It's been a while, actually, since the last time I saw a Tampa Bay Buccaneers power ranking article where they were a top 5 team. And the way I see it, I'm like just very confused. I won't even get into how a couple of things go a little bit differently had they have even just been healthy. This is a completely different conversation. The Buccaneers most likely, in my opinion, win the Super Bowl. But like I said, neither here nor there. We've talked about that plenty of times. I want to look at the additions to the Buccaneers squad here in today's video. And we're not even including the draft. We're just talking about kind of notable additions. I'm looking at 6 right here. You got Akeem Hicks, Fred Johnson, Keanu Neal, Russell Gage, Logan Ryan, and Shaq Mason. Now, here's the thing. Akeem Hicks, he's going to be really solid for Ndamukong Suh, the departure. But I'm looking at 3 guys specifically. Keanu Neal, I think that is an absolute money move. But 2 other guys really poke my interest because they're a little bit more of, I don't want to say lower names, but I think the impact that they have on the Bucs this upcoming year often goes overlooked. And that's Shaq Mason and that's Russell Gage. So the Buccaneers have faced the most of their criticism this season for 2 reasons. Either you have like departures. Honestly, not too many people are talking about departures, but I guess so. Yeah, departures. We'll roll with departures. Not really at any other position other than the offensive line, whether that was due to just losing a guy to the Bengals, whether that was due to a injury to Ryan Jensen, whether that was due to a retirement. The Bucs have lost some pieces at the offensive line. But no one's really talking about the phenomenal trade in getting a guy in Shaq Mason. Shaq Mason is going to do a lot of things, and we heard from Todd Bowles earlier today, or it might have been yesterday, where he was saying there is absolutely no panic right now with our offensive line. We are not stressing in any way, shape, or form. We like what we have. We're optimistic and hopeful for the future, and we have our guys. I think Shaq Mason is going to be a huge reason there at right guard. Now, number 2, Russell Gage. I've made a boatload of videos talking about Russell Gage and how underrated he is as a football player in general. This is a guy who has dealt with pretty much being a number 1 wide receiver whenever Calvin Ridley was injured, or you go back to Julio Jones being injured. Russell Gage has continuously stepped up as wide receiver number 1 in the extended absences of the Falcons wide receiver 1 at that time. And you have to keep in mind, the Falcons, offensively speaking, the Falcons just in general, I apologize, Falcons fans, they have not been great, right? They have not been great. And if you are, let's say last year, Julio's out, he's in Tennessee, and they have Calvin Ridley, and Calvin Ridley gets injured. What do you have? You got Russell Gage out here getting double teamed on the pretty brutal, I don't want to say brutal, but rebuilding offense and team in general for the Atlanta Falcons. Russell Gage continuously stepped up, whether he was getting double teamed, whether he was just getting a lot of pressure on him, whether he was the Falcons' only option, only target as far as wide receivers go. Russell Gage continuously stepped up for the Falcons in his brief tenure with them. So the Russell Gage move that's one of those where I thought that was a complete level up. And then what did the Bucs do? Well, they went out there and they upped their ante and got Julio Jones. You don't need a healthy you need a healthy Julio Jones. You don't need a 3-down every offensive snap Julio Jones. All you need is a healthy Julio Jones to come in for situational offense. Whether that is in the red zone, whether that is in 3rd down. If Julio Jones is healthy and Tom Brady is his quarterback, I expect a lot of efficiency and I expect a lot of production. It might not always be something crazy on the stat sheet, but You pair those two guys with a healthy Chris Godwin, you pair those three with a superstar stud Mike Evans. Yeah, I'm not worried about this Bucks in any way, shape, or form. So I think that their additions this past season, yeah, they might have lost some pieces, specifically on that offensive line, but they also had a phenomenal draft. They also had a phenomenal free agency, and they have really made up for any departure or any loss that they have faced. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. The Bucks are my pick to win this upcoming year. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's all. Peace.